My name is Stormy Phillips, and I work for First Mortgage Home Lending. I'm a closer there and live here in Amarillo, Texas. I actually have known Roy Pat for many years and had ran into another friend of his that had went on one of these charters, Travis Homer, and he had actually mentioned it to me, and gave me his card, and I thought that would be something we'd be interested in. And then a couple months later, one of our really good buddies that we run around with a lot said, hey, I ran into this guy, and this is something I think we'd all be really, really interested in, and would y'all mind coming over and seeing who's interested in it and who's not, and let's see if we can make this happen. And we did. My type personality is, if Brad says, my husband, which is Brad Phillips, if he says, babe, I'm thinking about this type of trip, what do you think? I'm like, absolutely. I don't even have to think twice about it. We have traveled a lot, he's traveled more so than I have, so therefore if I know it's something he's looked into, I know it's good, and I'm basically what you call a tag along and say sure. No questions asked, let's just go. I've never been sailing. Actually, this was my first time on that large of a boat, and it was breathtaking. I mean, it gives me chills thinking about it, because it is absolutely breathtaking. On sailing, all of it, the experience, all of it's just breathtaking, beautiful. I've been on the water a lot, and I've actually been on smaller boats, but I was not ever seasick. The nice thing about it is they did have on board any like the Dramamine, that type of stuff. They also had these bracelets that would help with seasickness, and most of us went ahead and wore them just in case. But I never did. There was a couple people that did experience seasickness going out, but once we were out and sailing around the different islands, they were all fine too at that point. My husband, he tells me, and I'll just say okay. I know that a lot of people would have concerns about the money, if it's the same as as American money, or if the passports, all that type of stuff, but I truly am one of those people that just say, okay. I'm not a dress-up person. I'm a very low-key, be yourself, not have to worry about impressing, dressing up, any of that stuff, so I have never had any desire. People say I should experience it, but I truly don't think I want to, especially if I had to choose between a cruise ship and doing this trip again. There'd be no thought to it. It would be this trip again, because you don't have to worry about a thing. Before the trip, Roy Pat got with us and gave us a list and recommendations on what we should pack and what we should do, and we thought he was kind of insane for the little amount, but he's correct. Whenever he's telling you to pack light, you need to pack light, because you do not need it. You will not need it. Maybe one sundress just for a special night or something. When I first got to just the Virgin Islands, I was in awe. It was beautiful. But once we actually started setting sail and seeing all the different islands, and just while you're on the boat sailing from one island to the next, you're just in awe of, like, I can't believe I'm sitting here and seeing this beauty all around us, and God's work is right there. I mean, it's amazing. It was just wow. I grinned from ear to ear, nonstop, and it wasn't just on the boat. It was from walking down the dock to the boat. We were just so excited, and the greeting that we had from not only Roy Pat, but from the captain and Biggie, the chef, it was like instantly we were family. We all were just like, okay, y'all are part of us now, and that's how it stayed pretty much the whole trip. I am not a seafood eater of any sort. I am picky, but we ahead of time told them what people liked and what we didn't like. And but Biggie, our chef, it was crazy. She made every meal that she made for them, she made me something separate. Whether it be chicken, whether it be steak, whatever, she made me something different. That the presentation of my food was just as beautiful as their presentation, and amazingly delicious. So many of the foods that she cooked for us, I would have never tried here in the States, ever, because I am that picky. Not only did I try it, I loved it. There was a couple times that I did try the fish, and I actually liked it. Would I eat it again here? Probably not. Would I eat it again for Biggie? Absolutely. The service was beyond the top. I mean, there was even one time that Biggie was doing something and I actually made the rum punch, and she was like, oh, no, don't do that. You can't do that. I was like, but I want to do that. That's who I am. I'm like they are. They want to serve too. And the service was just crazy. You just left the room and then went right back and the beds were being made. Or I'm not a coffee drinker. I had my hot tea every morning. Biggie knew I wanted hot tea or a rum punch or a Bloody Mary. It did not matter what we asked for, or sometimes did not even ask for. They knew what we liked and it was already there, and it was amazing. It was awesome. For as far as your sleeping, the bed was extremely comfortable. We requested more pillows. I like sleeping with a lot of pillows. I actually wanted 3 pillows. They accommodated for that. And every request we asked for was met. Not only met, but above standards. We had 8 people on our boat, and we had more people interested than just the 8 people. And so Roy Pat said, I can make that happen. We can get another one and we can kind of mirror each other. So the other boat was Drumbeat, which was Vince and Linda. Amazing crew of their own. And what was really neat about that, because we did have 2 weddings on this vacation that were thrown in there all of a sudden, Vince and Linda knew about it too. So therefore they were a part of everything that we were a part of. Whenever we'd go to these different islands, they would tell us the shops that we would find more interesting than others instead of wasting your time on that. We had so many fun experiences. The friends that we have, we want to experience everything that's possible. Roy Pat and his crew, there was some of us that wanted to go snorkeling, but there were some of them that didn't want to snorkel and they wanted to go into the islands or whatever. They accommodated that. They made sure that the ones that wanted to do water activity did it. The ones that didn't, fine. They made sure everybody was doing what they wanted to do. When the sails were up, you could be laying on the top of the deck of the boat, laying back, sunning, and seeing the sails up. I mean, it truly gave me goosebumps many times. It was it was really a lifetime experience. One of my favorites. And like I said, we do travel quite a bit, and this is probably one of my top favorites. I am called the picture queen. So yes, I did. I took a whole bunch of pictures. We did a lot of snorkeling, and so we did both on land while sailing and then also snorkeling while we took pictures. The snorkeling was awesome. Gary, our captain, he recommended different places for snorkeling. And one of them was, and I'm not positive the name, but it was something Indian Rocks. And that was probably my most fun experience on the snorkeling. Not only was the rock formation beautiful, the snorkeling was great. Everything about that area was wonderful. My boyfriend at the time surprised me 2.5 nights before we left for the trip and asked me to marry him. And I actually freaked, thinking, okay, we have no plans on this. How are we going to do this? And we leave in 3 days. And he was like, we'll figure it out. And so not only did we figure it out, every single thing fell in place. Roy Pat and his crew did not know until I believe Monday, and we left on Thursday, and they didn't find out until Monday. And not only did they pull it together, they pulled it off with a smile, with excitement, with like they had months to prepare this. And the crew didn't know us. Roy Pat knew me, But the other part of the crew, he did not know, and they all showed just as much excitement about it as some of our best friends. And they were the ones that made our day more perfect than what it already was. The one thing, if I could change something, would be to be able to be there longer, but longer is not enough. This was a wow. I'm not just saying that because you're asking me these questions. I'm saying it from the heart. It is a wow. It's a wow experience. Out of all my travels with Brad and I, this by far is my top. And we've had some amazing, amazing trips. Do I want to do it again? Absolutely. Would I do it again with the same group of people that from both boats? Absolutely. They are our families. We do call them family now. Special, loved, and like we said, I truly, the day we left, the morning that we left really early on a Saturday morning. As we were pulling away from the dinghy, now I'm gonna cry. I started crying. Nobody knew it, but as we were pulling away, I started crying thinking, this was our family, because they made us feel like family. And so they are our boat family that will always experience a huge part of our life. What I would say, if somebody was asking me about this trip, I'd say do it. Make it your bucket list. You only live once, so enjoy life while you have the life you have. And one of the other main reasons is Roy Pat, the owner of this boat, this was his dream, to own a boat, to do this for people. And he is proof in the pudding that dreams do come true. And if somebody from a small town like Pampa can make his dream come true, then there's not a person in this world that can't.